Yo, what's going on, YouTube? I'm gonna try to keep this short, man. Just be patient with me. Thanks for listening. But you know, uh, congratulations to Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Congratulations for daring to be great. Both of you guys got paid, and you guys were able to walk out of the ring on your own accord and whatnot. One party's happy, Andre Ward, and the other party's like sad, and his fans and everything is sad and everything like that. But I want to get to my point here. Trying to make this video as short as possible. I want to get to my point here about the mental aspect of the game of boxing, of the sports and period, right? If you listen to my prediction video, I predicted that Sergey Kovalev, I predicted Sergey Kovalev was going to foul out. I was going to get frustrated and lose his cool and stuff like that. Well, he proved me wrong. He didn't foul out. But he did get frustrated, and he didn't necessarily lose his cool, but he didn't stick to his game plan, man. He looked stumped, man. He looked like he had a mental block, man. It was like writer's block, man. He had writer's block. You know what I'm saying? And it's man. I mean, it's so much about this fight, man. It's so much about this fight. I can't really cover everything on this fight, man. Shouts out to the guys who actually listened to my prediction video. I appreciate it. Mr. Boxing Today and B Marsh, he listened to my video and stuff like that and whatnot. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff came out. About the mental aspect of this fight. For one, Andre Ward. This is primarily on Sergey Kovalev because he's the guy that kind of lost it. But Andre Ward was the guy that I told you who was going to keep it together. He's going to show the patience. He's going to stick with the game plan all the way through. He's got true grit. He's got true grit. He's good in the dog fight. He's always good for a dog fight. He's game for a dog fight. He's always game for a dog fight. And on top of that, that's what Virgil Hunter was preaching throughout the fight, man. He was preaching throughout the fight. In a post-fight interview, he mentioned like when these Russians, man, that's what they do. They quit. When you make them fight, they quit. Now, he cited Chris Bird versus Vitaly Klitschko, but the Klitschkos, they're like Ukrainian. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know they were born before the wall fell and everything like that, but they technically Ukrainian, so you can call them Russians, I guess, but they born in the Ukraine. So, but Virgil Hunter, he was on the high, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, they practically broke down the whole stadium, the arena, and stuff like that. He was still out there giving interviews and stuff like that to everybody and stuff like that. He was on a real high, man. I'm telling you, the ring was gone. You know what I'm saying? So, same thing with Paulie, man. As far as Andre Ward getting back up, getting knocked down in the second round, he's very lucky that Sergey Kovalev wasn't able to actually have that elbow a little further up, because he had, you know what I'm saying, because, man, that was a punch where you get knocked out cold, man. But Sergey Kovalev wasn't able to turn that wrist and that fist over, and he wasn't able to get that elbow just up a little bit more, I think he would have knocked out Andre Ward. But yeah, Paulie, he spoke on some things, man. And his whole thing was mental, man. That's why I like Paulie, man. He's such a good commentator. He keeps it real, man. He keeps it really real, because he respects the, and you got to think about Paulie Malignaggi, who he is. as a fighter, he's forced to box. He doesn't have a great equalizer. He doesn't have a great punch or anything like that. He's in a school with Timothy Bradley guys who are forced to grind it out, man, for like 12 rounds more than less, and they're lucky to get a knockout. You know. So yeah, man. Paulie talked about the mental aspect of the game and referring to Andre Ward and how he was able to get up in the second round. And after that second round, third round, he felt as if Ward won. He felt as if, man, if this dude keeps on going and like little bits by bit, he keeps winning those battles, man. He keeps winning those little battles and stuff like that. Eventually, he'd be able to gain some confidence and be able to win the war. And that's what Andre Ward was able to do. Now, as far as Sergey Kovalev and going back to him, in post-fight, this is not during a fight from what I saw. I'll just do a little bit of the post-fight of what I saw. Because a lot of this stuff is just like prelude, you know what I'm saying? Is anything that we missed going into the fight, and sometimes you get that after the fight is over. You get the prelude, the prelude and the foresight afterwards, you know what I'm saying? You get the 2020, in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? After everything has happened, then, the truth comes out sometimes. And sometimes you're not afforded the whole truth and everything was really going on beforehand, you know what I'm saying? It's only after the fact. And a lot of this stuff we get from the trainers and the boxers themselves. Because, pretty much a lot of these guys, they lying to us before the fight starts, man. They lying to us. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say necessarily us to the fans, but they lying to their opponents. You know what I'm saying? They putting on the front. They not gonna tell their opponents the truth. Like I'm scared you're gonna do this, or I'm worried about this, or I busted my big toe moving into my new house 2 weeks ago, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna tell you all that stuff. What they going through. Or they ribs hurt, because, whatever they're doing, something they weren't supposed to be doing. But, yeah, man, Sergey Kovalev, yeah, and big ups to Sergey Kovalev for speaking some pretty good English. He's doing a good job, and he's getting better and better, way better than Triple G, But, let's see here. Oh, yes, so on Fight Hub, man, hopefully I, post a link up in the description below. But Fight Hub, man, Sergey Kovalev, he mentioned, man, I think it was like in an interview with Jim Lampley or something like that. This is something I heard during the fight, when they're doing the color commentating on the HBO. Yeah, I saw two feeds. I saw the Russian feed, and then I saw the the HBO feed. So I got the first time I saw the fight. Anyway. You know who I had winning, but first time I saw it, I wasn't influenced by, HBO or nothing like that. But even in the second time I saw it, I wasn't influenced by HBO. But, you hear more about what's going on and how people think and listen to some of these color commentators. Even though some of these guys I know they ain't the greatest, Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley and Letterman and stuff like that, but at least you get a feel of something, and you're able to listen to the corners and what they saying. But yeah, and they sometimes they give you that side story and stuff like that sidebar talk about the interviews they had with these fighters and stuff like that. So Sergey Kovalev was saying, my number one focus was not to lose, my head, my mind, going into the fight. So that there tells you that he was battling to stay focused, man. He was battling to stay focused, dealing with Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it wasn't the outboxing part of it. It was the outfoxing part. Andre Ward is gonna outfox Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev might be able to outbox the dude, but he wasn't gonna able to outthink him. He wasn't able to outfox him, outslick him. Okay, and then he also mentioned in this Fight Hub interview, he's like, he's got it's in broken English, but he said, I have a problem with my head. And he pointed to his head. He didn't say a problem with my hand. He said, I have a problem with my head. Personal problems. Like he got personal issues that he's dealing with. That's on his mind. So he didn't even have 100% focus of this fight on his mind. He had something else on his mind. Now I don't know what it is. Whether it's his wife or his baby little kid or whatever like that. I didn't see his other boy up in there. That he had wearing that Adonis Superman's a monkey t-shirt. On the sidelines and nothing like that. But he had his little boy. His little boy was happy. His wife was happy during the whole fight. Looked like a healthy boy. So I don't know what else he's got going on. And yeah, he's from Russia, not even from the Ukraine. So can't say the Civil War thing is going on. Maybe, but then again, maybe he does have people down there in the Ukraine. I don't know. But he mentioned that himself, man. He mentioned that himself, and he also mentioned that he felt as if Ward had a better second half than him. He's like, first half I win, second half, Ward, he did better, man, way better than him. So I think he knows that he gave up that fight, man. But yeah, man. Let's go into the fight, man. Let me wrap it up real quick. Let's go into the fight. Yeah, man. Third round, man. Third round. This is something I noticed that sort of played out as far as the mental aspect of the game. This is something I know that I noticed that played out, man. That played out. In that third round, I think it was like a foul or something, like somebody fouled somebody or the referee asked them to break up or something like that. Say Sergey Kovalev, Sergey the Crusher, the dude with the mean streak, the dude that's killed the man in the ring, tried touching gloves with Andre Ward. Andre Ward wasn't having it. It's like he was trying to appease him or something like that. Like, it's all good, Holmes. Yeah, it's all good. What's up, homie? Like, it's all good. And Ward's like, nah, it ain't all good, man. I ain't dapping with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't touching gloves with you. Let's fight. Let's fight. And this plays on throughout the whole fight. Andre Ward ain't never tapped this dude's gloves. Sergey Kovalev tried to tap this dude, try to touch gloves with this man. I don't know how many times, man. But that's the round that started. I made a note of it. It happened in another fight. It happened in another round. But at least I did go back and I watched it, and that's when it first started, that third round, man. It happened later on in the fight. But anyway, I made some notes, man, and this is a quick rundown of the second half of the fight, pretty much the last 5 rounds. I'm not going to score it, man. I'm just going to tell you what I saw as far as the mental breakdown of Sergey Kovalev. For one, I noticed one thing, that Sergey did not use his jab like he was supposed to, man. Sergey Kovalev would have won that fight if he had just stuck with using his jab. But for some reason, after that early knockdown, Sergey Kovalev he was loading up. He was loading up that whole fight, And he was, I don't know who he thought he was going to get Andre Ward out of there. He was trying to catch him slipping, because that's the only thing he was trying to land that right hand when Andre Ward would lean in. And you saw him throwing that right hand early when Andre Ward like lean in. Ward would like sort of dip off to the side, and Sergey would just miss and whatnot. But yeah, that second round knockdown really messed him up because he stopped using that jab. That first round, he used that jab real good, man. And every round that he did win, more than likely, it was that jab that got him that win. So in the seventh round, what I saw, because by this time, Andre Ward's like turning it up. Because like the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, Andre Ward's like really dirty, getting grimy, doing that B-hop 2.0, going to the body and stuff like that. And in the seventh round, it's like right at the end, Sergey Kovalev goes in a southpaw stance. Now, I don't know, man. I've never seen Sergey Kovalev fight in a southpaw stance. Have y'all? Come on, man. Tell me that, man. Okay. Yeah, in the eighth, again, Sergey Kovalev tries to touch gloves with Andre Ward. Andre Ward wouldn't have it, man. This happened, man. And through intermissions, through the intermission or whatever like that, going into the ninth, Virgil Hunter is pushing Ward to go to that body even more. He's like, man, he's pushing him, man. He's like coaching him up, man. He's like the the horse whisperer or something like that. A boxing Virgil Hunter, man, because it's all like positive stuff, man. It's like Teddy Atlas, lost brother. You know what I'm saying? Virgil Hunter's like Teddy Atlas's lost brother and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, he's like whispering in Ward's ear. He's like, yeah, man, come on, man, you could do it, man. Just go to that body. Like, this is what we've been training for. You gotta, he's getting tired, man. He was like, this is it. And he kept saying that every round. It wasn't even about skill, because he already know Ward got the skill. It was about that mental aspect. It was that motivation. And I'm telling you, man, it was the mental thing, man. It's all in the head. It's like almost dealing with like Timothy Bradley in a corner. It's like you just trying to keep the dude focused, keep his, even though Timothy Bradley's focused, but his emotions sometimes get the best of him. But he's like, hey, man, just keep pushing, keep working on what we was working on. It was like a rah thing, Yeah, more or less than like, okay, now when he lets his hands down like this, do that, because he already know Ward knows this, but he does the, just keep it up with the motivation. Now the second time in the ninth, Sergey Kovalev goes in a southpaw stance, a big mistake. But yeah, man. After that, man, Virgil Hunter, he tells him, man, he's like, man, you need these last 3 rounds. Yeah, but he told him not to be afraid, man. Like, the target's there. Hit the target and react. He's telling him, don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid, man. Just go ahead, do what you gotta do. And that's what Andre Ward did, man. Those last three rounds, he fought like a soldier, man. He fought like a soldier. He was like right in the mouth of the lion. And like in like the in like the 11th round, Andre Ward went left hook happy, man. He was slapping Sergey Kovalev upside the head with those left hooks like it was no tomorrow, man. But anyway, man, I'm gonna close it out. Yeah, it's Sergey Kovalev, man. He just lost it, man. He lost it, especially, and he lost it because he was going in a southpaw stance. He was doing something he usually doesn't do. I never seen him do anything like that before. This fight with Andre Ward, man. But yeah, man. Thanks for listening, man. Thanks for listening. I got some other notes here, but I'm gonna save them for my other video, because I'm gonna do like 2 more videos on this, or maybe just do another like longer rant. But yeah, man, we can't overlook the whole mental aspect of boxing and stuff like that, because that was the difference. That the whole mental game, it was the difference between like winning and losing in this fight. That's what it was, man, because it was a 50-50 fight, and it came down to Ward and Kovalev keeping their composure and sticking to a game plan, because that knockdown could have easily been a knockout. That's because Andre Ward, lost focus. He did one. It only took us 1 second for him to lose focus, and Kovalev beamed in on him and knocked him down. It could have easily been knocked out, And we've been talking about Sergey Kovalev being like one of the top 5 pound for pound fighters, going into the Hall of Fame and all this other stuff. But now we're talking about Andre Ward going into the Hall of Fame.